Hey there, my name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel. This is the place where we talk about faith, fashion, face painting, and more. Today's project, we are going to paint Stephen the Snail on a rock. So if you want to learn how to paint this adorable snail, then keep watching. For this project, you are gonna need these colors of acrylic paint, some paintbrushes of different sizes, and a rock. You are also going to need water, and you will need a rag to dry your brushes off with. Forgot to mention, you're also going to need something to mix your paint on, and then optional glitter. So I'm just mixing some aqua paint with some white paint. And this is going to be, let's see, this is going to be the top of the snail's shell. And then this is going to be the snail's little head right here. So we'll just start painting right on here. This is just acrylic paint. And then the snail's little slippery body here. And the bottom of the snail is going to be a little darker than the top of the snail because the sun will be casting light coming down from this side. You'd use your finger to hold down the rock as you're painting it. And you can find these rocks out in nature, or you can buy them. I believe you can buy them like at a hardware store. They're like river rocks. You could go to the river and find a rock like this, and the smoother they are, the better to paint on the surface. And let the shape of the rock dictate what you're gonna paint. You can probably hear a lot going on outside my window. There's somebody making noise outside my window. He's watering the plants in the garden outside. All right, so I'm changing my brush to be like a more thin, detailed brush. And see the side of the rock right here. So you can actually pick it up and paint on it like that. And I want this to kind of go up. This is the snail's little body. Again, I'm gonna take some of that darker paint. I'm even gonna add a little purple to it. Just a tiny little bit of purple. Add some water to it. Maybe a little bit more purple. And just make it darker on the bottom. There we go. Now, I'm gonna take you hear all that noise going on outside. I'm gonna take a little bit of pink, mix it in there, which makes it kind of like a purplish color. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of a whimsical detail. So this is kind of gonna look like I'm waving it like that. All right, so you just wave up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, like so. And this is all very wet still. So I haven't even given this paint time to dry yet. I'm just going right on with the wet paint. I'm gonna add a little bit more pink. And again, go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You don't have to do this part. I just wanted to add a little whimsy to the snail. And just kind of fade that out to the rest of the body. Because right here we're gonna put the shell. And there we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna add the base color of the shell. So what you could do is you could just let this dry for right now. You could put this out in the sun. Right here in Hawaii where I live, it would dry like so fast, but I'm just gonna go right into it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white. I'm gonna mix up a little yellow and a little white. Just a little bit of a pale yellow here. Then I'm going to draw the snail's shell. So this is just the base of it right now. So it's just gonna come around like that. And it's gonna hit right into the snail's face. And right now we're not adding any details, we're just gonna color all that in. We might need to put a couple layers of this. As you can see, you can still see a little bit of the rock underneath there. And now we're gonna go on top of this all the way to the snail's little face, and make sure that you just paint around the edge like that. And if you do, well, you know what, I'll just do it lately, like, oops, like let's just pretend that, you know, we made a mistake there. I'll show you how we can fix that, right? So if you do end up going over, it's totally fine. I'll show you how to fix it. Right now we're just getting the base of the snail on here. You can hear all the noises in my house today. These are my housemates. They're just living their life. One of my housemates is a teacher and she's off for the summer, and she actually has to go car shopping today because her car broke down. So she's on the phone talking to people about having to buy a new car. All right, so now I told you I was gonna show you how to fix this part, but before I do that, what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of straight yellow and a little bit of orange and put that in right here. I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second. But that just gives it some shadow. And we're just going to blend that in like so. Beautiful. Beautiful. And when you clean off your brush, you just wipe it off with your rag. Now, depending on what you want for your colors for your shell, I'm gonna start off right here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that yet. Never mind. We're gonna let this dry for a moment, and I'll show you what I was talking about, where you can fix that. So what you can do is you can just go back in with this teal color and you just go over it. That's the cool thing about acrylic paint, is you can literally just go over it like that. So it looks like there was no oopsie. Like so. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of a shadow underneath the shell. So I'm taking like a darker purple, or just a little bit of a purple color. I don't know if you can see up. I'm taking a little bit of a purple color, some water, a little bit of that teal color, and I'm gonna drag that underneath the shell to give like an effect of it having like a cast shadow underneath the shell. Beautiful. Blend that down. Amazing. Okay, this should be somewhat dry. So I'm gonna go back with a bigger paintbrush and just add more, because if you can see, you can still see the rock there. And so I just want to cover that up. So I'm gonna add more acrylic paint, another layer of it. This time I added a tad bit more yellow. And you can hold it so that you can get in there. And then I'm gonna take that orangey yellow and make it a little bit darker down here. Well, that's fairly dark. Blend that up. All right, we'll let that dry. Actually, I want to knock out this little section right here because I feel like you can still see some of the rock through there. All right, what we can do is we can actually go put that in the sun. I'm out in my little garden area. I'm gonna put this out in the sun to dry. Next step, we're gonna take a little bit of purple color. Make sure we have it watered down. And then you see how I have a really thin lined brush. We are gonna do some little details. So we are going to, let's see, I'll probably hold it up like this. So we're gonna take right around the bottom here, and we're gonna come around and we're gonna spiral. We're just gonna go over that a little bit. You can hear my roommate outside, still tinkering around. There we go. Awesome. Now, what we want to do is we want to make this look like, or you know what? Actually, I'm gonna add a little aqua. So same thing here. I'm just gonna add a little touch of aqua here and there, or teal or turquoise or whatever you want to call this color. What would you call this color? Like a little bit there, a little bit there. And put some in the middle. Awesome. Okay, now we're gonna take this aqua color. I'm gonna add a lot of water to it to really make it goopy. You wanna make it super goopy. Twist it like that until it comes to a point. So you don't need much paint. And then what we're gonna do is, this is gonna make it look three-dimensional. So we're gonna almost make kind of like a C shape, but not super curved. So we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna come around. And then we're gonna do the same thing. Come around, around. And you want to keep the same distance all the way around. See how we're doing that? And when you run out of paint, you grab some more. And this is going to give it a 3-dimensional shape. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of purple to that just to make it colorful. I like colorful things. And we're going to do the same thing in here, inside. And I forgot to do down there. We'll get to it. All the way around. And then I'll switch it up, add some of that aqua color, make sure it's kind of goopy. Beautiful, beautiful. All the way until we get into the middle. And it gets smaller and 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 smaller. And then I'll add some purple. And then I can even go over the line again. That original line that we drew, could even go in here and just darken it up a bit. Right down here. And add a little bit of the aqua. Trying to make it so my hand is not in the way and you can see this. Maybe what I could do is I could even go a little bit closer. There we go. All right. Now comes the super fun part. Not that this wasn't fun, but this is even more fun. So, what we are gonna do, well, actually, you know what? Let's make this snail have little tiny eyeballs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some white paint and make sure that that white paint is just white. Just total white paint. And then we're going to come in here and do these cute eyeballs. And another one right there. And there's something on my brush that's driving me crazy. I'm gonna get them so they're even Steven. This could be Steven the Snail. Let's call this little guy Steven. His name is Steven the Snail. Steven is 4.5 and he loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches so much. All right, we're gonna let those dry. And then we're gonna take purple, because we love me some purple. My roommate is just outside doing so much stuff. Can you hear that? Can you hear him outside? All right, we're gonna make the cute little smiley face here. We're just gonna make it so teeny because Steven doesn't really have like the biggest mouth. See that? He's just little tiny and he has little tiny little eyebrows. So cute. And then what I'm gonna do is, you know that little squiggly line I made? I'm gonna line it so you can see it a little better now that it's dried. Come up like that. So flippin' cute. So cute. All right. And there we go. And line underneath here too. Oops. So do you see that? I just got a little boo-boo right there. No problem. It's no problem. In art, we can easily fix any boo-boo. We could either turn it into something or we could just fix it. Like, see what I'm doing? The thing with acrylic paint is you can just layer it. It's very forgiving. You can go over things. It's great. It dries fast. I bring my art projects to coffee shops a lot of the time. Actually, I'm gonna line right here too. Like so. Look at this. Steven is coming out so great. So I'm gonna fix that little tiny boo-boo that I was telling you about right here. See? We're gonna just go like that. We're gonna go like that. And we're gonna add even a little bit more of that pinkish color. So I'll show you what I'm doing. A little bit of pink. I added a tiny bit of white, just a little teeny little bit. And we're gonna go over this again, just to bring it out. I really love details, if you can't tell. And I kind of go back and forth with my painting. I like do something and then I go over here and I do something. So my style might drive people crazy. I'm gonna put little tiny bit of pink for the cheeks. Little pink cheeks right here. So cute. And we're gonna let that dry. There, and those eyeballs are probably not dry yet, so we're gonna shift back to the snail's shell. And we're gonna add little details, and we're gonna use our tiny, thin little brush. And what I'm gonna do is, let's see, for the first thing, we're gonna add a little bit of pink. We're gonna mix that with some water. And we're just gonna add some, this is where we can use our imagination and we can just really get a little bit crazy here. So for instance, in this area right here, I'm just gonna take some pink and I'm gonna follow that original shape that I used right there. And then I'm gonna go like that and I'm gonna skip a little bit and I'm gonna come like that. And I'm gonna make it striped in this little section right here. Like so. So it looks like it's going from yellow to pink to yellow. And there we go, beautiful. And then since I'm using the pink, I'm gonna skip down to maybe right about here, and I'm just gonna fill this one in with dots, just to change it up. And we're gonna do something different in every single one of these. Yep, that's gonna be crazy. But we can also do like dots in another one. We don't have to like do something completely different in every single one of them. I mean, you can, but this is just up to your imagination. You can go on Pinterest or on Google and you can look up Google Images and you can look up patterns. And you know what, I just wanna add a little bit more pink here to this little cute Steven's little cheeks while I'm here. So I'm gonna turn Steven around. And you know, I'm gonna add some dots over here too, because why not? Steven wants some dots in this one as well. So you see how I am just staying within this little area, and each little section is going to be a little world all on its own. And you get to do whatever you wanna do. Steven, your snail, can be Sally the snail. It could be Tom the snail. Your snail could just be a different color. You could do a rainbow. You could do whatever you want to do. This is up to you, whatever makes you happy. I absolutely love anything to do with color. I always have, and that's just the way that it is. So while I'm still using the pink, you know what? Because I want to, I'm gonna come down here again and I'm just gonna go over this one more time with some pink just so I can define it like so. And then what I'll do is inside of here, I will make little dots kind of like that for this one. And then for this one, I'll just go one line across. For this one, I'm gonna go up, down, up, down, up. And let's see, for this one, we're gonna go swirl around like that. And then we're gonna come around and around and around. I know I'm probably going kind of fast, but just do whatever comes to your mind. This one, we're just gonna go dot, dot, dot. Maybe we'll do little dots in the middle there. This one again will be like striped and then dot, 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 and then stripe, dot, 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 and then stripe. And then this one, we'll just do that. Oh, and you know what else we could do? You know what, let's just fill that in completely all with pink. Why not? That one's just gonna be straight pink. We'll do another one that'll be straight pink. Let's do like this one here will be straight pink. We'll do another one right here. I think this is a great spot for an all pink one. And once I'm done using all the pink, I'm gonna switch to a different color, but while I'm using pink, I just figured I would just stay on one color for now. And I'm kind of placing it all in like different places here to leave space for orange and purple and even some white. Definitely want to bring some white into this cute little guy, Steven. Okay, so now we're gonna rinse that off. Next color I'm gonna use is orange. I'm gonna add a teeny bit of white to that, just a tiny bit. All right, now we'll use orange and same thing. I'll do some orange dots on this one. And just have so much fun with this. Turn on some music. And just, you wanna make sure that you're rotating your snail around because this is all wet. And if I just put my hand on it, I'm gonna end up smudging the whole thing. So just make sure you're careful. You can hold the edge of the rock with one hand so you keep it sturdy. And then I put my pinky down where there's no paint. So here I already have some stripes. So here I'm gonna go up, down, up, down, up. And up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So cute. And then we'll put some polka dots right here. Yeah, so Steven the snail is 4.5 years old. His birthday is in January. No, wait, his birthday is in December, I think. Yeah, December. He loves to ski, actually. And he doesn't even need skis. He just slides down on his little body here and he just goes down the slope. And when he's done, because I said he loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, he'll usually munch like, oh my God, he can wolf down like 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And you know what? He likes crunchy peanut butter. Do you like crunchy peanut butter? I like crunchy peanut butter, and so does Steven. Yeah, he likes the crunch. Steven was born in Portugal, actually. but he currently lives in Hawaii. He lives in Oahu, and he loves it. It's really fun. So he doesn't go skiing here. He does do a little bit of sailing. Steven the snail loves to sail, which rhymes, and I didn't even mean to do that. Steven the snail loves to sail. That would be a great name for a book, don't you think? Steven the snail loves to sail. Okay, we're done with the orange. I'm gonna shift now to purple, and I'm definitely gonna add some white because this is a very, very dark purple. So I wanna like make it a little bit not so bright purple, and even add some pink to it. So I'm adding water to make it kind of soupy, and then just continue the same thing. Decorating Steven the snail, who likes to sail and who likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's 4.5 years old. He has a sister. Her name, do you want to guess her name? What do you think her name is? His name's Steven. His sister's name, Sarah. You got it. Sarah. She, on the other hand, she likes soup. She likes celery soup. Yep, celery soup. It's actually really good for you. She likes celery juice. She really just likes celery, like everything. Celery cake, yep. Celery cake, celery cupcakes, celery cereal. Now, if you can say celery cereal 5 times in a row, go ahead and try it. Celery cereal, celery cereal, celery cereal, celery cereal, celery cereal, celery cereal, celery cereal. That is a tongue twister. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make this one all purple. How are you liking Steven the snail so far? I'm liking him. I think he's super cute. Maybe we'll see his sister at some point. Not sure. She is busy today. She's not sailing. She is sleeping. She loves to sleep. She sleeps till about 7. She goes to bed at 7 and she gets up at 7. She's sleeping. She likes to get up and have her celery cereal. She eats with a spoon, and she also likes milkshakes. Everything else that she has is made of celery. But when it comes to milkshakes, guess what kind of milkshake she has? Yes, you guessed it, strawberry. Strawberry milkshake is what she loves. And she drinks it with a straw because, I don't know, it's good with a straw. It's a little bit more fun when you drink it with a straw, wouldn't you say? And it's one of those curly straws. When I was young, I wasn't allowed to really have a curly straw in my milk with dinner every day, only on special occasions. All right, now we're gonna take the aqua color, add a little bit of white to it. And like I said, we're gonna put some water, make it soupy. And we're almost done filling in Steven the snail's oops. So this is what sometimes happens, which is no big deal. I got a little paint here on the side, so you just wipe it off while it's still dry, while it's still wet, and then you continue. All right, Steven the snail is almost done. It's looking so sexy. Steven the snail is looking sexy and fun. We love him. He likes to smile. In fact, Steven's always smiling, especially when he's skiing or sailing and when he's eating his peanut butter sandwiches. But when someone gives him regular peanut butter, he doesn't like that as much. He really, really likes the crunchy kind. So if you ever see Steven the snail out and about, make sure that you give him the crunchy kind because he just likes it. And the funny thing is, I don't think that Stephen the Snail has teeth. So I'm not exactly sure what he crunches with. That would be a mystery to me. Maybe you could look that up and you could find out how snails would even eat crunchy peanut butter. And maybe they don't all eat crunchy peanut butter, but this one does, because Stephen the Snail is special. He's a very special snail, as you can tell, because he's very colorful, and most snails are not this colorful. At least I've not seen a snail this colorful. Have you? I haven't. All right, I got a little pink right there, so we're gonna just add a little bit of the aqua color right there. Awesome possum. All right, now the eyes are probably dry by now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to come in with a darker purple color, and Stephen needs pupils, wouldn't you say? He needs little pupils like that to make him look. Now he's starting to come to life. Before it was like a little weird. There, he's got little pupils. Awesome possum. And the last thing that we're gonna do is I wanna add some white details. Now, I got my white right here. We're gonna put white in this little guy so we can isolate it and try not to grab any of the other colors. And we're gonna add some water in there. And we're just gonna add some white little touches. For instance, we're just gonna go in like so, little tiny little dots all the way around. And this just makes it even more fun. And some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. You can vary them. Like that one's gonna be big and that one's gonna be small. So cute. All the way down till we get about right there, and then we can go up and make them a lot smaller. We go like that, and then we can make them big, small, big, small. That one got a little bit of pink in it. No worries, we'll just cover that up. And I'm gonna add some white up here. You can hardly see that, but it is there. A little bit of white in there. Some white dots inside of here with the pink dots. And we'll even put some white dots in here. Like I said, you can hardly see that, but it is there. And we'll do some white here, white in here. Maybe we'll do a stripe in between with white. How about like a little stripe right there, one right there. And this, I'm gonna add all kinds of dots to this one, because why not? And I think too, it'd be good to put some white dots in there. And watch this, we're gonna do a line that lines like that. And then we're gonna stop and we're gonna go dot, dot, dot. Same thing, dot, dot, dot. Like that. And then come down. And we'll add one little dot, one little dot. And I think we might be finishing up Stephen the Snail here. What do you think about him so far? Do you like him? How's your snail coming out? All right, and then, oh, you know what we're missing? Do you know what we're missing? Can you read my mind? And then this is, okay, what we're missing are his little antennas. So we need to go back in here add his little antennas. They're gonna come up like that. Oops, well, I guess one's going there. Actually, no, I'm gonna wipe that off. I don't like, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. I'm gonna wipe that off. And make sure we don't touch Steven's head. There. And it dries really fast. All right, we're gonna go in there again. And one antenna this way and one antenna that way. And round off his head. And then we want little balls at the top. So cute. So cute. All right. Well, there you have it. We have Steven the snail. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you sign your rock on the back. So I'm going to do it with a aqua color. And you just write your name, Mandy, but make sure you write your name, whatever your name is. Mandy Tardif is my name. And there you have it. An adorable painted rock. You can give this away. You can put it in your garden. You can give it to your dad for Father's Day. And make sure that you wait until this dries, because both this side and this side are wet. So you want to just hold it for a bit. You can blow on it. And just wait till it's dry. And then after, what you want to do, once it's all dry, we're going to come back and we're going to add a clear coat of varnish on top of it, so that if you do put this out in the rain, in the sun, it's going to protect it. So first let this dry, and if you want, you can add a teeny little bit of glitter too. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you, look at that, I gotta do this with one hand. You want to add some glitter while it's still a little bit wet. Just a teeny little bit of glitter. And then that way, when you gloss it, the glitter will lock in. Oops, I just spilled glitter all over. That's okay. I have glitter all over. My whole entire life is glitter. And I wouldn't have it any other way. We're gonna use some Krylon varnish. And then we just look in our garden, and can you find Steven the snail? There's Steven. Look at how cute he is.